Okay, I need a couple of clamps. And we're gonna show how to cut veneer. So this is actually balsa wood, but it'll demonstrate our purpose real good. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to get my measurement, and we're going to do 1 inch. So I'm going to put a measurement on one end and the next. There we go. Then I'll take my straight edge and I'll line it up right on those lines, just like that. Then I'll clamp it down. And what I'm trying to do here, the issue with clamping it down is, the biggest issue I find in cutting veneer or thin sheets of material is the shift. It's hard to hold here and start your cut and then, do this kind of stuff. Whereas if I clamp this thing to the workpiece over the bench, I've got a nice edge there that's not going to deviate. It's not going to shift off the piece. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to take, this is a box knife, and I'm going to really, really lightly, I mean, it's like this, no joke. I'm cutting that hard, because when you're doing wood, what can happen is the grain can pull your blade away from the straight edge. And so by scoring it super lightly, initially, you're creating a path that your knife blade will then follow. So I score it just a bunch of times, just really lightly. Now I'm increasing the pressure here as I go, but because I've got that line started, I'm not going to have something like this, where the grain pulls you away from the straight edge, because it'll do that with veneer. Now, on harder veneers like cherry, you're using cherry or something else, you might have to go more times. But you see how lightly I was cutting? I was not cutting, bearing down. That's the worst thing you can do. Okay, so this is my cut piece of veneer, and I've got this block of wood here for a very specific reason. It's the sharp edge. I want this sharp edge. The edge of my bench is a little bit beveled, so this is kind of smooth, but this is sharp, and that's going to help cutting this 45-degree angle. So what I want to do is I want to first mark my cut. I'm going to do this end. It's more square. So I'm going to mark my end that I want to cut, so I can take some of the veneer, a scrap, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to place that right up against the end of it. Okay, so it's right up flush against the end. Now, I'm just going to mark it. So with this blade, and this helps that I have a short deal here, but with that blade resting up against there, and I come into this, and I'm a brand new blade, I'm just going to keep shaving this off right to that line, and as long as I keep the bottom of the blade on the edge and don't cut off the line, I got a 45-degree angle. Don't have to do it in one swipe. You can kind of whittle it away. There you go. So now we've got two 45-degree angles. We put them together. There it is. Now, how do we put those together? Best way to do it is with tape. So we take our tape, and I want to put this, I'm trying to keep in frame here. I want to put this right there. There's my tape. I've got bevels. Both bevels are up. I'm going to open this up so you can see better what I'm doing. Both bevels are up. Place it together like that. And when I fold it up, I've got a beautiful, and see, it stops right at 90 degrees. That's what we want. So that is how we 45 and cut veneer or thin stock, either way. Okay, so put a little glue there, glue it up, you're all set.